Hello and welcome to Jijo Speaks. Thank you for watching this particular video. In this particular video, I'm going to deal with reading comprehension tones. Now, essentially, one of you asked me to do this. Make a video on RC tones. Look at the irony. Look at the tone here. It's not like, Jijo sir, can you please make a video on RC tone? No, you make a video on RC tone. And I'm like, yes, I will. I surely will. See, I have this plan to get a lot of subscribers, but the look of it is going very slow. So whoever gives me any of this instruction, I will follow it. Subscribe. What else should you do? Like, hit the bell icon. I have no idea. Do everything. Okay, all the things. Okay, let's start. By the way, please check out my VRC 1000 course. I will leave the link in the description box. It's an awesome course. I'll be your teacher. You can treat it as a demo class. Okay, let's start with tones. Now, the first question is, why should we know RC tones? And you might be asking this, what a stupid question is it? Look, there are questions that may come in the CAT which ask which of the following best describe author's tone: committed, scrutiny, critical, expository, pessimistic. And I have to sit here and figure out what the hell, which is the tone here. I have no idea what the tone is. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you look at tone, I will categorize into global questions. So no, I have categorized questions into global, local, interpretation. Now, in the passage, there will be multiple paragraphs. The author has written the particular paragraph, right? And the global questions are all the main idea question, the big picture question, wherein do you understand, let's say, the idea of the passage? Do you understand the main idea of the passage? Can you understand the author's purpose? Why did the author write this passage? Or maybe can you understand the logical structure of the passage? I may ask a question, which is the keyword sequence. I could even ask, in this case, what is the tone of the passage? The local questions are the specific detailed questions. Interpretation is all the inferences, strengthen, weaken, critical reasoning questions. So the main idea question comes under the global question in the CAT. Now, I have looked at the CAT passages from 2017 slot 1 slot 2 2018 till all the way till 2022 slot 3, and these are the global question: main idea, purpose, structure and tone. There's a number of questions. What you notice here is that there are not a single question on tone that the CAT has asked so far, but you cannot use that as a we can't use that as a logic and say that CAT will never ask what is going on here. Okay, we can't use that as a logic and say that CAT will never ask tone questions. That's not the point. I'm just saying that so far CAT has not asked. Now you might be taking other examination. Maybe in that they would have asked. Okay, but to me there is another reason why you should be concerned with the RC question. The second reason is you can better understand the passage. You can understand the passage better. You can better understand. You can get a better understand. You understand what I'm trying to say now. You can understand the passage better. It also helps in elimination of answer choice. Now there might be a question which says which of the following is the author most likely to agree with. 4 answer choices. The tone of answer choice number 1 is complete anger. Tone of answer choice number 2 is also anger. Tone of answer choice number 3 is also anger. Tone of answer choice number 4 is kind of neutral. In the passage, I have never seen author being angry. If the author is not angry in the passage, author cannot be angry in the options. So you could eliminate this and say that, look, answer choice number 4 is right. So it will actually help you in elimination of answer choice, but it will also help you understand the passage. Why? If you look at the passage, right, the passage is written by an author. Now the author has written a passage. And there will be a lot of these audiences in the sense who have read the passage. Now the question setter flicks the passage and create a question, but we have an author. Now before the author decided that they're going to sit and write the passage, the author will have some sort of an idea in head. In their mind, they have an idea. The idea which says that I need to talk about something. I don't know what it is. I need to talk about. Okay, the author decides I want to talk about CAT VARC. and the fact that cat VRC is something. So one specific thing, cat VRC has got whatever. So author has an idea. So that is a what. And author will also have a purpose, which is the why. Why? Why is the author? Why? The author may say that cat VRC is very tough. Author want to communicate that, or the author may say that just to inform about cat VRC section or explain the cat VRC section, or maybe something else to highlight the fact that some people persuade people that for cat VRC they should join the VRC 1000 course. That could be the purpose. The purpose, you could say, could be to inform. The purpose could be to explain. The purpose could be to persuade. The purpose could be to analyze. The purpose could be to, I don't know, entertain. You can think about a specific purpose. And then once it is said, there is a how. How I'm going to write this. How. One, I have to figure out what tone I should use. But what do you mean by tone? The attitude that the author has towards the subject. Maybe author wants to give a tone which says, look, cat VRC is such a what a session. Maybe author would want to use a tone which is very sarcastic. Now maybe author wants to be very neutral. God knows author needs to have a tone. And then there has to be a structure. The structure could be anything. Maybe author wants to say, author is a little critical, and author wants to say a particular approach is wrong. Let's say the approach X towards reading comprehension is wrong. Alright, author wants to talk about that. And author decided that author will use a lot of reasoning to talk about it. Author will decide, maybe I'll start with paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 1, I'll talk about what is approach X. Paragraph number 2, I will dedicate and merely say that approach X is wrong. Paragraph number 3, I will give you reason 1 as to why it is wrong. Paragraph number 4, reason 2 as to why it is wrong. Paragraph number 5, reason the 3 as to why it is wrong. Paragraph number 6, a summary of what I've said so far. The structure happens. So from a perspective of your understanding of the passage, you need to understand the idea, or let's call the main idea. I need to know the idea. I need to know the author's purpose. I need to understand how the author has written it, the tone and the structure. Only then I have a good understanding of the passage. So if you want to answer the questions, now the question may not be global question. Question could be local questions, specific detail questions. Question could be interpretation question, inference question, strength and weaken question, whatever it is. This is going to be absolutely crucial for you to deal well in the passage. So from that perspective as well, I need to know the tone. So good question that you ask me. I'm creating this particular passage, particular session, what am I saying? Particular session to handle the tone. So let's start. When I look at the tone, I can broadly put the tone in 2 categories. One is the author is using emotion, or the second one is author wants to use reason. Or I put that author purpose is not to display emotion here. Okay, sometimes when you read the passage, you can feel the author's anger. Really anger. Sometimes author may be very sarcastic. So this could be the negative side. Sometimes author is like absolutely thrilled about something. Maybe the author is going, whoa, really thrilled. Or maybe the author is going, mwah, I love it. Or maybe the author is sad. You can think about any of this. If you feel that when you read something and that is, you can actually, it's like author is making an Instagram post, and you can actually feel the emotion of the author. That is one way. Other is reason. Author say, no, I'm not going to use emotion and all. I'll use reason. You could have emotion, you could have reason. Usually, if you are someone taking the cat, what kind of authors are we dealing with? You could check out the video that I created on RC in CAT. There we looked at it. It is from certain article like Aeon Essays, Smithsonian Magazine, New York Times. The author is largely using reason. Or it may be from a journal. In which journal will author use emotion? Today, I'm going to talk about, I don't know, DNA. And let's talk about DNA. DNA is such a useless thing, you know. Nobody writes journal like those. It will be based on reason, or maybe some book. So extract from book. Some book, usually the passage that you'll get is in the use of reason. But what am I saying? When I say emotion, when I say reason, how does that? Let's take an example. There's a passage on one passage, paragraph 1, paragraph 2. You may pause the video and read it, but I know that you're not going to do it. I can be 100% sure you're not going to do it. So let's read it together. Let's read number 1. You can feel it. You can actually feel the emotion. You feel like putting some emoji at the end. Emojis, emotions, and lot of emoji will happen in this particular paragraph. Let's read. The weeping willows stand no more. Their mournful cries have been silenced forever by the roar of chainsaws. We have robbed them of their ancient rights, replacing the once vibrant pastry of emerald greens and earthy browns with monotonous concrete grey. The forest, our oldest companion, has been vanquished, taking with the multitude of creatures that one stands under its generous canopy. It feels as if a part of our soul has been ripped away, lost in the greed of progress. Can we stand by? Can we stand by while our world is stripped here, its beauty replaced with sterile lifelessness? You can feel, I think at somewhere you can feel a sense of sorrow. You can feel a sense of anger that the author has. You can feel, oops, that's not anger, that is a stupid anger. You can feel that in the author here. About deforestation, author is saying it's bad. As you can see, emotions. How? But you have to create 500-word passages for the cat. Would you have passages like this? How many ideas author has said? Basically, author has said that look, it's very bad that they've done it. Deforestation is bad. But author wants to describe the pain that the author is feeling, wants the reader to understand the pain. That's a focus of the author here. But look at this second paragraph. Author is still critical in the second one. But let's read this. The continued practice of deforestation in the name of development is not only ecologically responsible, but also fundamentally unsustainable. To those who argue that deforestation fuels economic growth, consider this. The prosperity generated by unsustainable logging and agriculture expansion is short-lived, whereas the environmental impact are long-term, often irreversible. Indeed, deforestation accelerates climate change, disrupts biodiversity, and compromises the livelihood of indigenous communities who rely on these forests. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's high time we shift our focus towards sustainable alternatives, such as regenerative agriculture, responsible forest management that offer a balanced approach to economic development and environmental conservation. You say that author is critical, but you can't actually put a emotion of anger here. You really can't put that anger because author is used, even though author is critical, but author is taken pains to explain to the reader or persuade the reader, right? So that is the difference between emotion and reason. So let's first put this in these two categories, and I can actually put some words that characterize the tone: melancholic, angry. Probably a better word would be indignant. Indignant is kind of a righteous anger, in the sense that you are angry that something bad is being done. So that's basically indignant. Nostalgic, author has gone back about the past. Pessimistic about the future. Elegiac. But the problem happens in these, if somebody is going to create a question and give answer choices, create a question, give answer choices, your problem is, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. What do I do? That could be the only problem with tone question. It has got nothing to do with your understanding of the passage. It has got to do with you don't know the meaning of the words that is an answer choice. CAT normally doesn't do this. In fact, most of the examination don't do this. So in terms of having very tough words. Anyways, but let's do this another one. You could say it is argumentative. It was persuasive, critical. Author is assertive. Again critical. Why twice? I have no idea. See, I'm quickly trying to create all these videos, so sometimes I may go, some small errors in the PPT may happen. So you should be okay with it. But I hope you understand the difference between these two things. And I've also established that this is what is very likely that you see in the CAT, very likely to see in most of the examination. If you're taking GMAT or any GRE or any examination that you take, LSAT, you would see largely dealing with here. Now let's dive deeper into the use of reason. Okay. Now I can broadly categorize this use of reason into two. Now imagine there is a textbook. Imagine a textbook that you've read during your college days or in your school days. Textbook on thermodynamics. First, zeroth law of thermodynamics. Do you ever feel the author talking to you? Do you remember the author? Author's opinion? Is the author going, this is a zeroth law of thermodynamics? Is such a stupid, why did you put zero? What is zero? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why zero? Why? You don't see that? I'll call this expository. Okay, but one broad term. The objective is to inform, to explain, to describe those things. That's an objective. The second one is evaluative. Let me explain evaluation. Evaluation is where the author is now trying to correct something. Author will get involved, right? Maybe let's talk about a topic. The topic is work experience should be made compulsory for MBA. Okay. Now you are the author. You are asked to write about this particular topic. Now you're no longer explaining this. Oh, look, work experience. I'll tell you what work experience means. People wake up in the morning, go to the office, come back and crib. That is work experience. You're not rightly explaining this, right? The topic is about whether work experience should be made compulsory for MBA or not. You might decide to say yes to it and then try it. You might take a position which is no to it. You might do it and then you write. Or you might sort of not take a strong position, yes or no, kind of remain neutral on it, but maybe answer, interpret it, look at the implication of work experience for an MBA, the positive implication, negative implication, not taking a personal position on it, but going one step beyond merely explaining something, but to evaluate. Now, once you have decided to take a position, now it's up to you. You want to keep it in the realm of reason or you want to go to emotions. That is up to you. You might say work experience should be made compulsory. What do you mean? What? No. Work experience should not. No. What do you mean work experience? I know this guy. He is working with some IT company. You know what he does? Catches bugs. What work experience? You can go to emotion, but how do we keep in the realm of reason? To keep in the realm of reason, once you are taken a position and you give reasons that justifies the position, give reasons, give logical reasons. You're not using emotion. So that's what it is. So evaluation can be an evaluation, which can be then further into two categories. One evaluation is where you are taking a strong position and defending it. You are actually using logical argumentation. Argumentation means you are taking a position, justifying that position with reasons. That is an argument. Don't confuse it with arguing. This is argumentative. Argumentative, wherein you are taking a position and give a reason. Or this could be, I'm going to call it analytical. In the sense that you're not taking a strong position, but you have gone beyond merely expository. You're looking at implication, you're evaluating, you're still involved, you're using your analysis. This would be the thing. So essentially you can think of either expository or is evaluative. Whether it is evaluative, is it positive evaluation or negative evaluation, positive evaluation, negative evaluation, or you're making a neutral evaluation, analytical. That's it. Simple. Keep your life very simple. Right? This should give you a good perspective in terms of understanding the passage. Right? Let's take an example. Expository, analytical, argumentative. I'm sure when we read these three, we'll understand each of these. You can pause the video, which I think that you are not going to do it, but I will still have to say it. Pause the video, read it, and you'll understand. Or listen to me. Okay. Expository, Gyan. At the end of it, you're almost like, let's read. Deforestation is the process of clearing large areas of forest, often to make way for agriculture or urban development. This activity has surged in the last century due to increased global demand for products like timber and palm oil and the need for more land for farming and cities. Deforestation primarily occurs in the tropics, particularly in the countries like Brazil, Indonesia, and parts of Africa. This process involves the removal of trees either by logging or burning, which results in conservation of forested land into non-forest area. Everything seems to be a statement of facts. You can actually see no opinion here. The author is not involved. You can slot it as expository. Now, you may use different words to describe it. You can say it is neutral, unbiased, objective, whatever, factual. You can use all the words, but I'm clubbing and saying expository. Analytical, going beyond merely an exposition, an explanation, but also evaluating it, but not taking a stance. Look at this. The methods of deforestation, including clear cutting and selective logging, each come with their own set of implications. Okay, you're evaluating it, no? You're looking at it. Clear cutting, the process of removing all trees from an area, can lead to immediate economic gains from timber sales, but also causes extensive habitat destruction and soil erosion. On the other hand, selective logging, where only certain trees are removed, might be less disruptive to ecosystem, but can still contribute to habitat fragmentation and has potential to indirectly damage non-targeted trees. Moreover, both methods result in significant release of carbon dioxide into atmosphere, exacerbating climate change. Understanding the unique impact of each method is essential in forming comprehensive deforestation policies and strategies. Look at this. Author is getting involved. Author is looking at implications, but author is not taking a strong position on anything. Author is not trying to defend something, defend a view. That you will see in argumentation. Look at this. The continued practice of deforestation in the name of development is not only ecologically responsible, but also fundamentally unsustainable. We just read this one, okay? Just 10 minutes ago. But here the author is taking a position and then justifying it. Using reason, not emotion. Using reason. To those who argue that deforestation fuels economic growth, consider this. So using reason, trying to persuade people. Using reason. The prosperity generated by unsustainable logging and agriculture expansion is short-lived, whereas the environmental impacts are long-term, often irreversible. Indeed, deforestation accelerates climate change, disrupts biodiversity, and compromises the livelihoods of indigenous communities who rely on these forests. But if it doesn't have to be this way. It's high time we shift our focus towards sustainable alternatives such as regenerative agriculture and responsible forest management that offer a balanced position to economic development and environmental conservation. All these are neutral. Okay, here we see that the purpose is to explain. That's a purpose. Here the purpose is to analyze. Here the purpose is to persuade. That's how you see the linkages between between author's purpose and author's tone. All these are linked. What is the idea that the author has here? The idea is linked in that sense. That deforestation is ecologically irresponsible, fundamentally unsustainable. That is the author's point. And the author is wanting to persuade the reader by using argumentation to justify what the author is trying to say. You found the difference. And now if there is a specific question, you can have different different subset, and this is actually not needed. So for example, there could be a detail oriented expository one, which you can call informative, factual, or detailed, or balanced or neutral, objective, unbiased, balanced, clarification, or description, descriptive, clarifying. All this could be, but in the answer choice you will not have informative and detail given as answer choices, or balanced and detail given as answer choice. One of these will be given as an answer choice if it's an expository passage. Analytical could be critical. When you look at critical, think of critical analysis. Critical has got this sort of two meaning. One is to criticize, other is critical thinking, critical reasoning, analysis, problem solving, logical, methodical, systematic, introspective, inquisitive, getting deeper into problems. It could be evaluated, it could be persuasive, assertive, persuasion, assertiveness, cogent, making a cogent argument, defiant, maybe confrontational. Sometimes the position is very strong. It is still based on reason, but strong argumentation, defiant, confrontational, maybe even provocative in some cases, trying to manipulate. Provocative, controversial, propagandistic. So all this could be different words that can be used, but at this point in time, just deal with the simple idea. When you look at tone, it is linked to the idea that the author has, the purpose that the author has. Tone will also determine the logical structure of it. All these are linked. All these are linked together. Everything is linked. This is linked. All of these things are linked together, right? So when you look at the tone, a summary, it can be use of emotion, it can be use of reason. Now emotion could be positive, negative, angry, sad. In reason, broadly, it could be expository or could be evaluative. Under evaluation, positive evaluation, negative evaluation, I can call it argumentative. Or neutral evaluation, I'll call it analytical. That's it. I don't know if it makes sense. If there's anything specific that you want to know, let me know. I'll take it. But otherwise, signing off. But please do subscribe. I put a number 50,000. Now I'm thinking, why did I say I need to have 50,000 subscribers? The way in which it is going is like it's going to take maybe 5 years. But help me out. It's just a random tag that I took. So like, subscribe, click on the bell icon, get notified. I'll create some amazing videos for you. Right. Bye.